Hi everyone, it's a week after I started making the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, and as you can see behind me I've got the fermentation bin ready and it's done its first stage of brewing. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to transfer this to the pressure barrel, which is just down here, plus just here I've got a whole bunch of bottles. Now I thought it'd be quite instructive just to tell you how I bottle condition my beer. Now when I first started brewing, I just put all my beer into the pressure barrel, all 40 pints. And then after a little while I decided that I'd bottle some up. But if you bottle the beer up after it's finished the second stage of fermentation, it goes incredibly flat in the bottles. So bottle conditioning is where you put the beer before it's gone through the second phase of fermentation and brew it in the bottle. So, and what you end up with is a nice carbonated beer when you want to drink it. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you how I do that. Cheers. Okay, I've been very lucky. A friend of mine has acquired a lot of Grolsch bottles, and these have all been thoroughly washed and sterilised, and they're just waiting to be filled with beer. Over here we've got the primary fermentation bin, which is finished fermenting and ready for to be transferred into the second stage. What I'd normally do is I transfer all of this into my pressure barrel. I add the sugar, plus I'll add some beer finings, and then when that's all nicely thoroughly mixed in the barrel, then I'll transfer from here into the bottles. So what I end up with is roughly half in here and half in the bottles. Right, let's just take the lid off the primary fermentation bin just so you can see what it looks like inside. As you can see, here we go, that's the surface, and you can see the yeast. Plus we added some hops, we dry hopped. We added about 28 grams of hops into the primary fermentation bin. In here we have the siphon. Now this siphon has been thoroughly washed and sterilised, and this goes inside the primary fermentation bin down to about this sort of level, as far as I can go, right to the bottom. You can see a little bit of sediment there at the bottom. The beer then goes through the pipe into here until it's all drained out. Here we go, this is the siphoning stage, and all I've done is purely just suck on the end of the tube until it started flowing through, and it's flowing through into here. So this takes a reasonably long time to come through. Well, I've siphoned off the beer from the primary fermentation bin to the barrel. Slightly disappointing, slightly more in here remaining than I anticipated. Nearly 5 litres left in here. There's quite a lot of sludgy stuff in here, and yeast and hops and stuff, so it's starting to contaminate the beer in here, so I decided to stop. So you can see where I've got to on here. Still a reasonable amount, and I'm going to start transferring into bottles now. I've already added the beer finings into the barrel, and I've added 2.5 ounces of just ordinary granulated sugar into the barrel as well. Next thing I'll do is I'll add a tiny bit of sugar into each of these bottles, literally just the tip of a teaspoon. So a tip of a teaspoon of sugar into each bottle before I add the beer. So I'll do that now. Okay, this is what I do. Basically I'll just fill up this jug from the tap, and then I'll take this and I'll top up the bottles. There we go, a bit more in this one. So on. Okay, that's done. I've bottled up all my beer. I've done 30 bottles and I've got a bit left in the barrel as well. I seem to be moving more towards bottle conditioning, so there isn't that much in the barrel. I'll just have a look. Here we go, 30 bottles filled up, and what I'll do, I'll dry these off. And as you can see with the previous bottle as well, I've got a nice little label that I put on. Here we go. Focus on that. That's me in the Mitchell Brewery. That's what I did back before Christmas. And the remainder is over in the corner. There's not much in there, as you can see. It's only about 1/3 of a barrel left in there, so that should be fine now. Well, look what I found in the supermarket. This is the real deal. This is the the brew that I'm emulating with my my brewing efforts. This is the proper Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Here we go, 5.6% volume, and I'm looking forward to trying that and comparing it with the beer that I've made. Okay, until next time, happy brewing, cheers.